Hi everyone, Tea Geek Eric here. As many of you know, I just got back from about a month and a half long stay in Hangzhou, China. And when I got back, I had a lot of tea that people had given me, and I also had a lot of tea waiting for me here in the States that I had ordered online. And I was about to tear into it all, and then I thought, no, I should do this on camera. I should do this for YouTube. So I decided to make a series of short unboxing slash first taste kind of videos to share some of the new things that I got with everybody out there. Because I know if you're a tea geek like me, that there's nothing more exciting than opening a new package of tea or tasting something new that you've never had before. So I thought I'd start with this very cool, elaborate gift box of Hong Pao, which means big red robe. So this is one type of Wuyi oolongs. It's grown in Wuyi Mountain in Fujian province, China. And it's also this type of tea, or this category of tea is also sometimes called yancha, which means rock tea because it grows in very rocky soil. And this was given to me by the professor at the Tea Research Institute that I was working with. And I think he just gave it to me because he doesn't like it. He asked me if I liked drinking oolongs, and then he told me that he drinks green tea mostly, and he gave me this. So I think he just didn't want it. It was probably given to him as a gift at some point. And before I open it, I'll tell you a little bit about sort of the culture of gift giving in China, because that'll help explain why this is in such a fancy box that looks like a book. So when I went to tea shops and told people I wanted to buy some tea, they would ask me if it was for me or if it was a gift. And if it was for me, they would give it to me just in a pouch. But if it was for a gift, it would be some sort of elaborate gift tin, very fancy looking, and it would usually be more expensive to get it in the gift tin. And it's very common to give tea as a gift in China. And when people give gifts, it's not necessarily because it's good tea. A gift would be maybe a famous tea like Hong Pao. And really, being in a fancy gift tin like this just means that whoever bought this spent a lot of money on it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's good tea. There's a great blog post by Verdant Tea that you can read more about this sort of culture of gift giving and for networking purposes. And I'll put a link to that in the description for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the cellophane on this now and take a look at what's inside, and then I'll brew some and taste it and tell you what I think. So we got this cellophane wrapping, and the box itself is actually fabric covered, so it's actually a really nice fabric that's printed on. So it's printed to look like it's binding, but this is not actually thread. It's just printed on there. And there's this very cool seal of authenticity, and this just amazes me because there's no equivalent to this in America. Even in craft coffee, there's nothing where you buy it and they give it to you with this seal of authenticity kind of thing. So the seal says on it, tribute tea since the year 978. So this is a very famous tribute tea. It just means that at some point an emperor, probably took a vacation in the Wuyi Mountains and tasted this tea and really liked it. I don't actually know the story about Da Hong Pao, but that's a really sort of common theme to a lot of the famous teas in China. So I'll open this sticker up. And then inside we have a little piece of tissue paper, and then we've got individual packets. It looks like there's 6 packets, and they look to be all the same from what I can tell. Probably, I don't know, what is that? Maybe 10 grams, something like that. Probably enough for a serving or two. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and I'll come back once I've brewed some of this, and I'll tell you what I think. So I'm ready to brew this tea, and I try to show you the dry leaves a little bit here. I don't know if you can tell from the lighting there, but it actually looks a lot less oxidized than most of the Da Hong Paos I've usually had. And this might just be typical of teas for export versus teas that are drunk in China, because I've only ever had Wuyi teas in America, and I've never had any that were super, super high quality, I don't think. But there's actually a lot of leaves in here that are totally green in appearance almost. So let's go ahead and brew it. Gonna warm up my teaware. I did buy a white gaiwan while I was in China, but I don't have it unpacked yet. So I'm brewing it in my shiboridashi. So this is a ceramic kind of stoneware vessel. Kind of like a gaiwan, but it's got a pour spout and a little bit of filter in there for it. And I'm just going to warm everything up, clean everything. It's a pretty fluffy tea, so I'm going to use pretty much all of what was in that dish that I showed you. And there's still a little bit left in the packet, so I used probably half of the tea that was in the packet, maybe a little bit more. It's a lot less roasted than a lot of the wuyis that I've had in the States, and it has it is a little bit roasted though. It has a little bit of a cocoa-y kind of aroma to it, but also some vegetal notes in there. So nice golden color, a little bit cloudy, but mostly pretty clear. A little bit of broken leaf dust in there. Maybe I brewed it a little light, but it is definitely a lot less roasty than the Da Hong Paos that I've had before. But I like that. Usually I think they're a little bit over roasted. There's nothing phenomenal about this, but it's a good tea. So I'll maybe steep it a couple more times and then I'll check back with you and tell you if it's amazing by the third steep or something. I'm not expecting it to be super amazing though. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'm back. I've brewed this tea through 3 steepings now, and I think I did just kind of do it a little bit light on that first steeping because it's improved quite a bit. It has a really nice savoriness to it that I think is kind of makes it stand out from other wuyi oolongs I've tasted, and really nice mouthfeel. It's not very roasty, just like I could tell from the smell. It wasn't very roasted, and the flavor also improved quite a bit as it cooled. It's got a little bit of a sourness kind of on the back that's a little bit unpleasant, but other than that, it's a really nice tea. So maybe it's not just a fancy packaging and a famous name, but it's actually a good quality tea. I haven't tasted a lot of Da Hong Paos, so I'm not the best person to judge the quality. The leaves are really green looking for a Da Hong Pao, but again, I think probably just a lot of what we get in the United States is very roasted and heavily oxidized. But I think you can see there that there's some pretty green leaves in there. There are some that are a little bit more oxidized, but most of them are pretty green, which is not what I'm used to from this type of tea. So that's it for the this video unboxing of this fancy Da Hong Pao gift box, and keep an eye out for more of them in the future. I'm going to make a bunch, I think, today and tomorrow and just release them over the next couple weeks. So let me know what you think in the comments, and please, if you have any questions about this you want me to answer, I'd be happy to answer them in the comments. All right, thanks.